Hello, everyone. It's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and welcome to the Wasteland Retrospective here on the SPDM Crew Podcasting Network. And this is my weekly show where my guests and I each pick a film related in some shape or form. And hopefully, by the end of this episode, you'll have two movies to go check out. And this is the special There's a Fifth Thursday month. So joining me
Hey,
is my semi-frequent collaborator here on the show. It is my buddy Adam, a member of the crew. Thank you so much for coming on.
thanks for having me on. I'm semi-regularly excited to be here. I
There
didn't
we
know
go.
how to, that did not flow like I wanted it to.
It's all good. It was still a good joke. But we're going to be talking about a double dose of some 90s action flicks with Con Air and Speed.
hmm
So let's start off with Con Air from acclaimed director Simon West, who shockingly is still making action movies, but not great ones, like Bride Hard, that came out this year, which is so
Really?
weird that this is the same director, because my God, I'm not going to talk
It's funny
about
how
these.
they fall off the cliff, right? That's funny. I
Yep.
didn't realize I haven't followed his career. Did he? Who's the one who did The Mummy? I always thought it was Simon West. It's not him. It's
Steven Summers.
There we go.
Yep.
That's the one. Yep. Thank you.
Steven Summers had an interesting little stretch there, and I
Mm.
appreciated it. But here we have a former U.S. Army Ranger, Cameron Poe, has just been paroled for manslaughter, but must stop a group of violent and deadly criminals from escaping the country after they seize control of the prison transport plane he is on. And in the words of Cyrus the Virus, welcome to Con Air.
Pay that man his money.
Which,
Different movie.
so Adam, what are your general thoughts on Con Air?
Oh man, this movie is just fun. It's just fun. It's kind
Yeah.
of like the quintessential, as I wrote in my most recent watch, it's a quintessential 90s action film. For
Yes.
one, it has Nick Cage. It
Yes.
it has that Michael Bay orange yellow tint to the cinematography. It
Yep.
just looks very 90s. It's written very 90s. It has a skinny Dave Chappelle, so you know it's the 90s. It's it's just got so much. I don't know, it's just got so much going for it. It's just, it's not Citizen Kane, obviously, by any
Yeah.
means. It's not anything like that, but it's just so fun. It's just stupidly quotable. John Cusack is just, I don't know, he's
This is like
there.
quintessential, like because like there's like 80s John Cusack where he had all those 80s comedies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then
Yep.
this is like one of his quintessential, like him as an adult actor
Mm.
doing his John Cusack thing. And he fits so perfectly in this. And it's also weird taking a step back and thinking about your two leads of a 90s action movie are Nick Cage and John Cusack.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and an angry and Cole Meany doing a shitty accent.
Oh my God,
That's
I hate Cole Meany so much in this movie. He is
he's an
such a
ass,
piece of
right?
shit.
Yep,
Like
that's what I mean.
Quint
That's what so yeah, yeah, that's what the quintessential is about. Like that's all those character archetypes and cliches
Yep,
that developed through the 90s. This kind of cements them all, actually.
yep.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna rip the band-aid off because I have one humongous gripe with this movie. And
Mm.
it doesn't take away from the enjoyment of the movie, but like it's a legitimate criticism of this movie. And it's the whole setup to the movie. It's the whole
Right.
opening sequence,
That's the
which
why he's in
is
jail and
like,
stuff.
yeah, is super serious, first of all, and does not fit the
Mm.
tone of the rest of the movie. But here are some things that make absolutely no sense about this. One, this definitely is one of those 90s Jerry Bruckheimer era kind of movies where they're like, people hate our military and they're despicable
Mm.
people when no, like, this would not happen. Like,
Well,
this is like
no.
a fever dream of uber conservative patriotic people who are like, society hates our soldiers so bad that they would throw them in jail. I'm like, shit wouldn't happen. This
Uh,
guy,
uh,
the military would show up and get this guy out of this situation in half a second if this was anything
yeah.
realistic. But then we wouldn't have a
Yeah.
movie.
Exactly.
So
It kind
that
of does.
like
It does smell very badly of sitting down in a group with the writers, like the producers or directors or actors, and coming up, just spitballing ideas. How do we get him on this plane? And it's like, okay, he's military. And this guy, who this would never happen either. Like this guy, the way he approaches his woman while he's dressed in uniform, he's full uniform, so you know he's going to be a bit of a hard ass. And this drunken idiot comes up while he's making out with his girlfriend or his wife
Yeah,
and just starts hitting on her, right in front of him, and then mouths it at Nick Cage. And it's like that would never happen. And if it did, he deserved what he got, apart from maybe being killed. But then he gets sent to jail for 7 years, is it? Like, be like, no, it's just not good because his hands are lethal weapons. Like, no.
the military, this is the United States of America. The military would pull
Yeah.
so many strings to get this guy out of
Yeah,
prison.
yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's no way in hell this would happen.
He might do 6 months as a token, but yeah.
So, if you can get past that,
Yeah.
and we can get this like uh like lawful good
Hmm.
military guy
Yep.
who has to be a convict for the convenience of the plot to work to be on
Yes,
this
yeah, yeah.
plane. If
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can get
yeah.
past all of that, then this is just a thrill ride the whole rest of the
Well,
movie.
also the plot devices where he has the chance to get off, but his mates hasn't had his diabetes shot. It's like just these little reasons to keep him around where he could have escaped. It's like they could
That's the
have
thing.
they're so outlandish, these ideas,
Yes.
but it kind of makes that's what makes it enjoyable. It's like they could have thought of something, but look, at, at least it makes us like it and talk about it rather than it could be something bland like, oh, I can't walk because I twisted my ankle. That would have been worse. At least,
Yeah.
it's
So
all it's all to show him as a caring, thoughtful person and a character, someone who actually cares for people. And he was wrongfully wrongfully incarcerated, and we're supposed to love him for that. And yeah, it's very
and then
manipulative.
you have like Cole Meany's character who's just
Yeah,
who's who is a
cookie
danger
cutter.
to society.
Can I swear on this?
Yeah. Like
Cole Meany is a cookie cutter cunt. That's what he
yeah,
is.
he
It's
is
just
such a piece of shit in this
yeah,
movie. And everything that he does
yeah,
is completely driven by his macho, just like
yeah.
everything is
Just
my way. If it's not what I
yeah.
think it is, then it's not true. And it's
Yep.
just like
Yep.
he is a convenience to
Yeah.
bring more conflict to this movie.
Yeah.
And it's like a poorly written character because it's such so over the
Oh,
top,
yeah.
but it fits so perfectly in this ridiculous movie. But
The
that's the thing.
hate.
Con
The ha
Air is a ridiculous movie.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
if you go into this movie thinking that you're going to get a good, logical action movie with
No.
all of these things, that's not what this is. Like,
No.
this is a movie about an airplane full of convicts.
Mm.
And, like, whoever thought that would be a good idea to get all the worst criminals in the world and put them all onto one plane?
Yeah,
Like,
no.
none of this
Yeah.
makes sense. So,
No.
with that out of the way, Nick Cage is hilarious. And
Mm.
like the moment he gets off the
With his
bus
mullet.
and he's just
Yeah.
like in the wind and his
Hair in the
hair is blowing,
wind.
I'm just like, this movie's a vibe.
Freedom. Freedom. Like he's never stepped out in the yard in 7 years and tasted the air. Like, come on. Give me.
And like he is so quotable in this. It's like
Yeah. The bunny
put the bunny
back in the
back in the
box.
box. And like he's doing his high accent from like Raising Arizona.
Yeah, yeah,
Um
yeah. Yep. Yeah, he
and
definitely is.
like he's badass. He's an army ranger. Like you shouldn't mess
Yeah.
with this man. Which
Mm.
that's also another thing. I feel like nobody's paying attention to the fact that like for one, nobody should think that he's a hardened criminal. Like
Mm.
the reason he got sent to jail is on such a ridiculous technicality
Yep.
for the main reason. And then like everybody is like he's just one of these scumbags. It's just like this dude's an army ranger and he's going to be taking everybody out, all these criminals.
He's
And
dismissed as a when they're going through the manifest on the of the plane, and they talk about him like, oh,
he's
he's
a
a
nobody.
nobody. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
Yeah.
like Of course.
Like you just put an army ranger like onto a plane like
Yeah.
this, and it's just like this man has an insane amount of skills that I feel like you're underestimating could be
Yeah.
a factor in this
And
situation.
which kind of goes back to what you're talking about Cole Meany's character and the way Poe communicates with John Cusack. John Cusack gives him all this stuff, and Cole Meany hates him, just hates him, like you're saying, dismissive of everything for no reason.
No reason.
There's no reason given to why they hate each other so much, apart from a little niggle at the start. Um,
Yeah.
but man, I kind of forgot the point I was trying to make because I was going back too. I went back
The
too
points
far.
Cole Meany's an asshole. That's the point. Like, I love the Cage in this. John Cusack, I think, is perfect for this.
Mm,
For like the role
yeah.
he's playing, he's snarky. He has that vibe. He's the smartest one in the room. And
Yep.
like John Cusack
Yep.
plays that very well in
Hmm.
like not an unlikable way, but like a knowable way. He knows he's the smartest one in the room, and he's
Mm.
frustrated that he's in a room full of idiots like Cole Meany. And but he
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
works in those situations. And then just the cast of characters. Like this movie
Oh
would
man,
not work if you didn't have a cast of characters.
that's what I wanted to say. That's why it works. It's all these just eclectic bunch.
Mhm. Which like John Malkovich
Mm.
as Cyrus the Virus. And
Who is? Oh, yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh, just his physical presence, he doesn't have any. That's what's really off-putting about him being this super villain. Maybe because he's smarter than everyone there and he's a criminally intelligent. But these other guys who are his lackeys, they could kick the shit out of him anytime they wanted because they're three times his size. Like that's kind of, I don't know. It's an unbelievable premise, but it's still he makes it work.
Well, and the thing is, like John Malkovich as an actor is so magnetic, and he's just so
Mm.
much fun. And like even him reading the letter, um, Daddy, and he's just like doing the voice and everything. He just fully commits
Yeah.
to this bit, and he's like evil maniacal. Then you have like Ving Rhames, who's like the heavy Diamond Dog, and
Yeah.
who's like so suspect of Poe. And like
Yeah.
like here's the thing, because Poe's smart enough to like tickle Cyrus's ego that he's
Yeah.
so dismissive of the fact that like a bunch of stuff Poe's doing is very suspect.
Yeah. He just
But
yeah.
like but the thing
Yeah.
is Cyrus is an egomaniac, so he strokes his ego and then he's like, I believe what he is saying. And he just John Malkovich is away. Um and like Dave Chappelle, who's honestly not in it as much as you might think that he is, because
No.
um
He's funny in it
pinball
though.
goes
I like
pin
he's really good.
yeah, pinball goes for a ride.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, he
just
does.
like drops out of the plane. That was wild. And one of the weirdest things for me in this movie is Steve Buscemi's character.
Mm. Been
Because
dying to
like
bring him up. Yeah.
literally, if you take a step back and think about it, what does he bring to this movie? Like, what does he add to this movie?
Other than a bit of a stressful moment at the end when he escapes, and a bit of that final comedic relief at the end. But yeah, no, yeah, he doesn't need to be there at all. The
He
movie
has
would be
nothing to
no
the
different
plot
without him.
at all.
It's like
And
maybe he was there as a favor. Like they were just like doing him a favor. Like, yeah, we'll squeeze you in here somewhere, Steve. I don't know.
it's
It's
it's so weird because
weird.
like he's the Hannibal Lecter, like he's in the
Yeah.
Lecter mask and everything, and
Mm.
like the fact that it's Steve Buscemi is really funny to me. Like that whole scene with the little girl, I'm like, why is this
Yeah.
in the movie? And
Yeah.
like
Because it's
obviously it's a
creating that.
tense scene. Like,
Yeah.
why is this in the movie? Which then brings you back to, why is Garland in this movie? And then what are we supposed to feel at the end? Like, does he redeem
Mm.
himself? And then he gets to
Yeah.
play like
Craps.
shoot.
Playing
Yeah.
craps.
It's like,
Yeah.
what? But like
Yeah, it's a really good point. because I've never considered that before. Like, why is he here? Yeah,
which
but the movie's not worse for it. It's just I don't know.
no, it's just like he just fits in this strange a collection of characters, like Danny Trejo's character, who's this like serial rapist
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
very dangerous. Like like the craziest thing with his character is when they're like, I think this one's dead, and they pull his body away, and you didn't realize his severed arm is still hanging
yeah,
there by
yeah,
the handcuff, and I'm like,
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Why do you watch this movie? Because one, it's funny, it's
Yep.
thrilling, and the action is legit. Like
The action is good.
it's really intense. Like
Mm.
this just has that like aggressive 90s action movie vibe where everything feels like everybody's yelling. And it just has that like heightened tension. And like that whole Vegas chase
Yeah.
the end is ridiculous and it's
It's
so much fun. And Cyrus's death is so over the top
Oh, his death
ridiculous.
is the funniest
Yeah,
fucking thing in action movie history. The way he just it's like a Looney Tunes. It's like Wile E. Coyote's death. It's
yep.
fucking funny as hell, man.
I'm
I
pretty sure he
died
bounces
laughing.
around to like three different places and then lands,
Yeah,
and then he's like,
doesn't he?
"Rush
Slides on
face."
a hit, spat out, hits on a light or something, and then slides over a roof of something and into this walkway across the road. Oh, it's so
Yeah,
funny.
and then the music is so quintessentially like intense
Yeah.
90s action music.
What's that song? What is the theme song? Um, it's like it's a country song.
Oh,
I'm
I
not going to
started
sing it.
laughing every time that
Yeah.
came on
Yeah, it
because
came on a lot.
yeah, because it's so cheap. Like,
It's cheesy. Like a Diana Warren song or something. I don't
you
know.
know, oh yeah, exactly. Diane Warren. She probably got
Diane
nominated
Warren.
for an Oscar for this.
Yeah.
Um,
Probably. I'll look that
it's
up.
it's one of those things where it's just like 90s action movies were such a vibe because they were so campy and ridiculous.
Mm,
Like they were like in context overly serious, but like from the outside
yes.
looking in, ridiculous and over the top and fun.
Yeah.
And like Con Air, The Rock, they both have the same exact vibe where it's just like they're
Yep.
taking some of these characters are taking this way too seriously, but like we as an audience are just having a fun watching
Yeah,
it.
exactly. That's
Exactly.
just I don't know, just silly fun. This is what got people to the cinema in the 90s, and people were like, yeah, but these movies are trash. But you know what the difference is? This at least it was original. I mean, after we're talking about the cliche, but it was still it wasn't based on any other IP. It was just an action movie, right? Like all these action
It's
movies
a
are just
high
standalone.
concept idea.
Yep.
What if you put all the worst criminals in the country in
Yeah.
one plane and we're
Yeah.
gonna call it
Con Air.
Con Air? And you're just
This
like,
is This is a meeting of power brokers in Hollywood, all coked up at a party, probably going, I've got this, talking about ideas, spitballing ideas for a film. What if we get all these criminals on a plane? That'd be great. And then,
yep, this
we
a
would,
100% came out of some kind of meeting where cocaine was involved.
100%,
And if
yeah,
it wasn't,
absolutely.
I'd call whoever said that a liar.
Yep.
It's like it's just that kind of vibe.
Yep.
And like, is do you have any other thoughts on Con Air?
No, but no, we're talking about drug fueled ideas. I mean, Face Off just comes to mind as well, but yeah.
Oh my God. Nick Cage in the 90s.
Oh, man.
Between The Rock, Con Air, and Face Off, like,
Yep. Gone in
and
60
this man won an
seconds.
Oscar in between there.
Yeah. Yeah. He was in his money making phase and then he went into
Like
his spending money phase. And
he just casually won an Oscar for Best Actor for drinking
yeah.
himself to death and leaving Las Vegas while making films called Con Air and
Mm.
Face Off.
Hot take
So
though. I reckon he'll get another one. I reckon he's that good of an actor. He'll get another Oscar. I really, he's redeeming
he's delivered
himself.
some performances recently that would have been deserving.
Absolutely. Pig for
It's
one.
yep. Yeah, I'm a humongous Mandy fan. Like I love
I've not seen
that
Mandy.
movie's ridiculous.
Everyone loves Mandy. I need to see that.
Um, well, next up we have another. probably was in
Hmm.
a meeting with cocaine when somebody's like, "What if there was a bomb on a bus and you couldn't go less than 50 miles an hour?"
Which is pretty fast, right, for a bus. There's no way a
Yes,
bus is staying
that is
above
so
that.
dangerous
Yeah,
for a bus to be driving constantly at 50 miles an hour. But
yeah.
this film is directed by Jan de Bont, uh,
Hmm.
who was big in the 90s,
Jan
had
did a few things,
Twister,
didn't he?
and
Yeah.
like he had his moment.
He used to
And
be a DP. He was a
mhm,
DP. Yeah.
and we have deranged bomb expert Howard Payne rigs a city bus with a bomb that will explode if it drops below 50 miles an hour. It's up to Officer Jack Traven and passenger Annie Porter to work together to keep the bus moving and save everybody on board. Starring Keanu Reeves and Sandy Bullocks. Um
Sandy Bullocks.
and Dennis Hopper, who probably was on cocaine the whole entire performance in this
He would have been on
movie.
something. Yeah.
And also starring like Jeff Daniels. And I did
Mm.
not remember Joe Morton being in this movie, but it made me really happy to see Joe Morton in this movie because Joe Morton's one of my favorite. Like, I wish that guy had a bigger career because of Miles Dyson from Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Um,
Yeah.
because he's the police captain
Yeah.
here.
Yes.
And like you have Alan Ruck from Ferris Bueller, and now
Yeah.
everybody knows from Succession, as one of the passengers on this bus too. But Adam, what are your general thoughts on Speed?
It's been a very different type of action movie to Con Air. For some reason, this one's a little bit more tame. As
Yes.
in, it's not as the characters aren't as wild and over the top. To be
Yeah.
honest, so speaking of Alan Ruck, his character is a bit of a you kind of actually think he's the bad guy. They make you think he's the bad guy for a little bit. But yeah, my general sports thoughts on Speed is it's I don't know. Again, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun and it's quite tense to be honest. It's a bit more serious with the Jeff
Yeah.
Daniels and the police play. Dennis Hopper is a really good villain. Like he's a really
Mm.
good bad guy in this. Keanu is proven like he's getting onto proper leading man action hero
Yep.
chops, introduces Sandra Bullock to the world, and she, become what
So
she
damn
is because
charming.
of this movie. Like we wouldn't
Yes,
have Sandy
this
Bullock
movie.
without this movie. Yeah. Um, and the chemistry between Keanu and Sandy was obviously, I think, spilled over into real life as well, but it's pretty palpable in this film. You can
Mhm.
see there's something going on. Yeah, I mean, Speed's definitely something that needs to be checked out, I think. Mm.
This is a legitimately great action thriller.
Mm.
And what's so interesting, the first thing I want to talk about is actually the structure of the story. Because, like,
Mm.
when I used to watch this a lot when I was a kid, what did I remember? The bus.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
yeah.
a lot more in this movie than just the bus sequence.
There is.
And
That surprised me last time I watched it too, because I forgot.
because, like, this really does have like three sections. Because there's a whole entire opening sequence with an elevator, which is really intense, really well staged, where
Mm.
you have the police coming in and you have this bomber, Dennis Hopper, who they set up in the opening scene.
Hmm.
And it's like, I wouldn't say rogue cops, but it's like two cops that like we're gonna do something about this. And it's
Yeah.
Keanu Reeves and Jeff Daniels who
Mm.
try to save this group of people in this elevator. And it's a great set piece.
Yep.
There's really thrilling. I was so afraid one of those people was gonna get bisected, trying to crawl out of the elevator and just like slash. Um, I was terrified that lady at the end was gonna get like half her body cut off or her legs. Because they Jan de Bont
Oh,
find
yes,
real
when they're getting out.
tension,
Yeah.
like really tense, and they set up the conflict because Dennis Hopper's character is so pissed off that they ruined his plan, and Jeff Daniels gets shot in the leg, and which is why he can't go out in the field anymore, which is why he's a desk
Yep.
jockey, and it sets up the whole entire conflict. And then you have the bus, which they blow up one. And this is honestly a really efficient screenplay from Graham Yost because in one
Mm.
scene where it's just Keanu Reeves, the coffee shop guy, and the bus driver, in like 40 seconds, they set up a dynamic between these three characters that feels so organic where you're just like, Keanu and this bus driver, real cool. They're friends and stuff like that. And then they blow up the bus. And then you're
Yeah.
like, you
Yeah.
actually like sad. And like
Mm.
Keanu's really upset. And then he gets the phone call
Yep.
from Dennis Hopper. And he's just like, well, like the energy Dennis Hopper brought to so many of his roles is like off the
Yeah.
charts.
Yeah.
Whether
He's
it's like
wild.
Blue Velvet or Apocalypse Now or Speed, he's just like,
Mm.
yeah. And he's like on the phone so angry. And then it's like, you got to get on this bus. And then obviously you have this whole entire sequence, which is so intense because like a 50-mile-an-hour bus that can't stop is a
Yeah.
terrifying thing.
That's very, yeah, that's quick. Especially through LA motorways. And yeah, we'll talk about the jump at some point, I suppose. But yeah,
Well,
it's
and it's probably the one piece of like the logic of this movie is like they're like, we
mm,
need you to get onto this empty highway. It's under construction. But we forgot to check that it wasn't finished.
yeah,
And it's just
yeah,
like, um, there's a whole stretch here where there is no highway. And it's just like, what?
yeah.
And that scene's intense. Like, did that bus really make that jump?
Even watching that as a kid, when I didn't watch movies that much, I was like, that's bullshit. Like, there's no way that bus is making that. And literally yesterday, just come up in my feed, didn't look for it, but it was a thing about how it's proven through physics and blah 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 that bus jumping speed is the least is the most bullshit in cinema history or something. Like, there's no way that could ever, out of all the stuff you've ever seen stunt wise, that's the one that would happen the least. Because it actually
Well, there you
rises
go.
in the air.
It's up
Like, it
there
hits a
with
ramp.
Braveheart as being one of the most bullshit, unbelievable things in cinema. Because like that's like the most historically inaccurate movie ever to film, and this is the stunt
Yeah.
that is the most unrealistic in history. Which,
Yeah.
if you could get past that point, and like they like they do a lot of like quick thinking, they keep the
Mm.
tension up. It's a really interesting and intense film.
Yeah, it is. Especially that the end where they're on the runway and
Yes.
he's under the bus having to defuse the bomb. That is intense as shit. That's
Yep.
really tense because you've got the passengers trying to get off and whatnot. Like, it's really, really well made, really well handled.
Which which also esteemed character actor Beth Grant, who
Hmm.
is such a horrible person in most movies that she's in. She's like usually that
Oh,
kind of like
yes.
older woman that you hate so much and just want to
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
but her whole thing where she tries to get off the bus because she doesn't want to listen to the rules and like like gets blown up and she dies and it's just like, oh man,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
there's some that's the thing. This film knows how to make stakes. And
Mm.
honestly, this has one of the most emotional moments in an action movie for me because like I care about that friendship between Keanu Reeves and Jeff Daniels so much
Yeah,
that
yeah.
that moment when Jeff Daniels
Yep.
shows up at Kane's house
Mm.
and the look on his face when he realizes that it's a trap is devastating, and then it just
Yeah.
blows up and you're just like,
Yep.
no.
Yeah, that's one thing this does better than Con Air. It was like, yeah, delivers those stakes, builds those stakes, and isn't scared to take the gamble and actually kill people off.
Yeah.
Like, it's really makes it hit home.
Yeah, and like that scene really got me because like I really cared about Harry, that
Mm,
character,
yeah,
and we
absolutely.
felt invested in him. And then, yeah, this film's a three-part film because you have the elevator, you have the bus, and then you have the
Mm.
subway, which
Mm.
that and like the whole climax with
Pop
Dennis
quiz.
Hopper kidnapping Sandra Bullock and that whole thing, and Dennis Hopper's
Mm.
death though.
Yeah,
Like that has lived in my brain since I was a kid because like
yeah, right.
he was like because
that's what I was saying. It's not afraid to go there, this movie, is it? Just
no,
it goes hard. Yeah.
yeah, and well, his head went hard into that signage or whatever the hell was
Yeah.
hanging there in the subway, and he lost his head a little bit. Um, there you go. You're welcome. But like each of these sequences are so intense and well set up. And yes, the chemistry between Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock is off the charts. Like this dynamic works so damn well. And there's tons of action movies and stuff where it's like these two people have only known each other for such a short period of time, and now they're like in love with each other. But like they really like you feel that like the flirting and the tension like building up between the two of them throughout this whole
Yeah.
sequence of this movie. Then I'm like,
Hmm.
I would totally buy them like dating
Yeah,
after this. Like
definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
And Sandra Bullock is just so charismatic. And
Yeah.
like it's crazy that like this was the movie that like really launched her career. Because like she's an Oscar winning actor at this point and stuff like that. And it's just like my big breakout was Speed. But like she's so good at it.
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, she is. She is great in it. I don't know if was it actually her first film. I don't know, but
Well, I feel like this is I don't think it was her first film, but I feel like this is because like she was acting since 87. There's one film that I
right.
felt like definitely came out before this. Yeah, because I remember her in Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone that
Was
came
that
out the year
before
before
Speed?
this. Yep.
Ah, well, there you go. Yeah, I
But
remember
like
hearing that too. I remember
like
the
that wasn't like a star making performance, but she was in it because like obviously like Stallone and Wesley Snipes are like the real
yeah, yeah.
standouts of that. But like I feel like this movie was where Sandra Bullock like became a star. And then like she had While You Were Sleeping that came out the next year, which was like her big like
Wow.
rom-com coming out party. And of course, she was in Speed 2 Cruise Control, which
Never
was
seen it. Never seen it. I heard it's shit,
I
so
haven't
I've
watched it
never.
either.
Yeah.
But like obviously she would have a massive career after this. But like this has just
Do
such
you
a great
know?
cast
Do you know
for
she's
sure.
actually doing another thriller with Keanu Reeves right now for Amazon?
I I feel like I heard about that.
Yeah, it hasn't got a title yet. It's untitled. Romantic thriller.
Romantic thriller. Sounds like a great movie to me.
Pre-production. It's been greenlit, so yeah. Wow.
Noah Oppenheimer. Interesting. But like she hasn't done a ton recently. Cause like I know she had Bird
Nah.
Box back in like 2018 and Ocean's 8. And then
Ocean's Eight's pretty good, actually. I don't mind Ocean's Eight.
and like this Lost City with her and Channing Tatum, which honestly is a
Yeah,
fun
that's fun.
movie. It's a
Yeah,
fun
it's fun.
movie. And then
Yep.
obviously she was in Bullet Train.
Hmm.
Too.
Paying the favor back to Brad.
Yeah. So, which that's wild. That's how he wound up in the Lost City was because of Bullet Train.
Yeah.
That whole entire thing. But like this movie is this and yeah, in hindsight, this probably wasn't the best two movies to pair because I feel like these are like the two sides of what 90s action movies were. Because there were some that were like
Yeah.
really intense, technically really well made, thrilling movies. And then like the campy, over the top, ridiculous action movies of the
Yes.
90s. And
Yeah.
that's Speed and Con Air in a nutshell
Correct.
for
Yep.
sure.
Yep. Yep. There's Cage and Keanu, I guess. The different sides of the coin, action
There
coin.
you go.
Mm.
But I guess, Adam, do you have anything else to add about Speed?
No. I don't think so. That was just fun. Again, it's a absolute I recommend a must see, especially for if you want to get into the 90s stuff, if you haven't lived through that era.
Awesome. Well, that is a wrap then here on the Wasteland Retrospective. Adam will be returning to the show in October, which is when our next 5 week month is. So
Mm.
that we'll have our fifth Thursday. So that'll be some fun thinking about maybe some horror films or something like that. 'Tis the
Yes.
season. Um,
Yep. Good
But
idea.
next week, our next episode, since it is the first Thursday of the month, my wife Jess will be back and we'll be talking about a double dose of 80s animated fantasy when we look at The Black Cauldron and Fire and Ice. So,
Nice.
an interesting combination there. But, Adam, thank you so much as always for coming on and talking movies with me.
Man, it's fun as always. Yeah, good time. Thank you.
And thank all of you for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and share on this episode. What are like your go-to 90s action movies? And do you have a preference between the over-the-top, like campy, ridiculous 90s action movies? Or are you more of like a speed fan where you like the nice, like really intense, more serious kind? And also make sure to follow or subscribe wherever you listen to your podcast. The SPDM crew is ever expanding. So if you have tons of content here, including Adam's show, where he talks about physical media, curbside collections. And if you want to become part of the crew, whether it's either being a guest on one of our shows or starting your own podcast, make sure to reach out on our website. And if you like our logo, check out High Flyer Creative for all your digital marketing needs. But most importantly, thank you as always for tuning in and supporting the Wasteland Retrospective here on the SPM Crew Podcasting Network.